Let me tell you something every man learns too late. There are things a woman can do that you never forgive. Not because you're bitter, not because you're cruel, but because forgiveness in the wrong hands becomes permission. And some women, they take your forgiveness as a green light to destroy you again. See, when a man loves, he loves hard. He gives trust like a weapon, pointed straight at his own heart, believing she'll protect it. But some women don't protect, they test. They want to see how much you'll tolerate before you break. How many times they can cross your boundaries before you finally stop crawling back. They'll call it emotion, passion, just being honest. But make no mistake, some women enjoy emotional chaos the way arsonists enjoy watching fire. They burn everything, then cry about the smoke. There's one thing you should never forgive a woman for: when she knows she's hurting you and does it anyway. When she looks into your eyes, sees the pain she caused, and keeps going. That's not love. That's power addiction. You'll know it when it happens. She'll say things that cut deeper than any knife, words that weren't said in anger, but chosen with precision. She'll hit you where she knows it'll break you, your confidence, your masculinity, your peace. And then she'll blame you for bleeding. I was just being honest. I didn't mean it like that. You're too sensitive. That's how manipulation dresses up as communication. What most men don't understand is that the most dangerous women aren't the ones who cheat. They're the ones who corrupt love slowly. The ones who smile while tearing your dignity apart piece by piece, and make you thank them for it. They'll test your loyalty by creating distance. They'll flirt with others to make you jealous. They'll withdraw affection just to see how desperate you'll become. It's not love. It's control. And when you finally catch on, she'll twist the story. Make herself the victim, make you the villain. That's the game. Destroy you and then cry about what she destroyed. You can forgive mistakes. You can forgive weakness. But don't ever forgive intent. Don't forgive the woman who disrespects you publicly, then pretends it was a joke. Don't forgive the woman who compares you to other men, just to make you feel small. Don't forgive the woman who punishes your honesty with emotional blackmail. Because once you do, she knows she owns you. And here's the truth. Some women don't leave after they break you. They stay. Not out of love, but to make sure you never rebuild yourself again. That's the moment a man must decide. Will he keep forgiving, or will he finally wake up? Because the most dangerous woman isn't the one who leaves you. It's the one who stays just long enough to make you lose yourself. There's something women are terrifyingly good at: turning the crime into a love story. She'll hurt you, then cry like you're the reason she did it. And because you're a man built to fix, to protect, to shoulder blame, you'll believe her. You'll tell yourself she didn't mean it, that she was emotional, that it was just a bad day. But here's the thing. It wasn't a bad day. It was a test. And when you forgave her, she learned something dangerous, that your loyalty is stronger than your self-respect. That's how it begins. First, it's a lie she hides behind a smile. Then it's a fight where she says things no one who loves you should ever say. Then come the guilt games, the emotional flips that turn every confrontation into your fault. You'll hear words like, "You're making me feel unsafe. You don't love me like you used to. You're always overreacting." But underneath all those sentences, there's one truth she'll never admit out loud. She's manipulating you. See, most men don't realize how subtle female cruelty can be. It's not always shouting or betrayal. Sometimes, it's the quiet punishment, the cold shoulder, the disapproving sigh, the way she disappears into her phone instead of your eyes. It's not about what she says. It's what she withholds. Affection, support, respect. That's how control grows, not through force but through absence. And the cruelest women know it. They know a man will chase silence harder than he'll chase love. They know that if they withdraw warmth, you'll start begging for it. You'll lower your standards just to feel something again. That's when she owns you. I've seen it happen to the strongest men. Businessmen, soldiers, leaders, all reduced to quiet shells, saying sorry for things they didn't do, just to end the tension. They think they're keeping the relationship alive, but what they're really doing is feeding her ego with their submission. And when she realizes she can rewrite reality, that she can twist every argument until you're apologizing for her sins. She won't stop. Why would she? There's one kind of woman you must never forgive, the one who weaponizes your empathy. She knows you love her, so she uses your compassion as a leash. She knows you want peace, so she uses chaos as control. She knows you'll never hit back, so she hits harder with words. And when you finally stand up for yourself, she'll play her final card, the victim. Tears. Trembling voice. I can't believe you'd say that to me. And you'll fold. Because you were raised to think strength means protecting women. But the truth is, protecting a manipulator isn't kindness. It's self-betrayal. Forgive her once, and she'll test your limits. Forgive her twice, and she'll erase them. Forgive her 3 times, and you'll wake up one day realizing you're no longer in love. You're in captivity. A woman who uses guilt, silence, and tears to control you doesn't love you. She loves what she can make you become. And what she makes you become is smaller, quieter, weaker. That's why some women should never be forgiven. Because forgiveness to them isn't grace. It's proof that you'll let them do it again. Every man reaches that breaking point, the moment he looks in the mirror and doesn't recognize the reflection staring back. He's still breathing, still smiling, still trying, but something vital is gone. His eyes have lost their certainty, his voice its weight, his truth its fire. That's what happens when you love a woman who feeds on your forgiveness. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow bleed, 1,000 small emotional cuts disguised as affection. She rolls her eyes when you talk. She mocks your dreams. She dismisses your stress as weakness. And every time you call her out, she turns it back on you. I didn't mean it like that. You're too sensitive. You always make everything negative. So you start doubting yourself. You question your instincts. You apologize for your own pain. And that's how she wins. Because the moment she makes you apologize for noticing her disrespect, she owns your reality. You see, the most dangerous women don't destroy men with betrayal. They destroy them with confusion. They twist logic until you start defending her behavior just to keep the peace. You tell your friends, she's not always like that. You tell yourself, I can handle it. But deep down, you know you're lying. You've been reprogrammed, conditioned like a dog to avoid punishment. You start calculating your words before speaking, predicting her moods before acting. That's not love, that's survival. And here's the cruel part. She can feel the power shift. She knows you're walking on eggshells, and it gives her a rush. It's not affection anymore. It's domination disguised as emotion. She'll start doing small things just to remind you who's in control. Texting other men as friends. Flirting in front of you, comparing you to exes, withholding affection when you don't comply. Then when you react, she plays the saint. Why are you being jealous? Don't you trust me? It's psychological warfare. And the battlefield is your peace. What you should never forgive is not the act of betrayal, but the pleasure she takes in watching you hurt. Because once a woman crosses that line, she's no longer fighting for love. She's feeding off control. You'll notice it in how she apologizes, not to heal but to reset the game. She'll say sorry with tears, with soft words, with promises she has no intention of keeping. And you'll forgive her again because you remember the girl she used to be. But here's the truth. She's not coming back. That version of her, the kind, loving one, was just the mask she wore before realizing how much power your love gave her. Once she learns that she can hurt you and you'll stay, she stops being your partner. She becomes your captor. And that's the kind of woman you should never forgive. Not because she's evil, but because she's empty. Because she doesn't love you. She loves the control she gets from watching you betray yourself in her name. You can't fix that kind of darkness. You can only walk away before it swallows you. Because forgiveness doesn't heal people who enjoy hurting others. It only reloads their weapon. There comes a night when even the most patient man stops bleeding for someone who enjoys the sight of his wounds. No fight, no explosion, no dramatic goodbye. Just silence, the kind that feels heavier than words ever could. That's when it ends. Not when she cries. Not when she begs. It ends the moment he looks at her and feels nothing. Because that's what happens when you've forgiven one too many times. Love dies quietly inside you. Not from hate, but from exhaustion. You stop reacting to her guilt trips. You stop explaining your feelings. You stop defending yourself against her twisting of the truth. You just detach. And she senses it, that the control is slipping away. She'll try everything. The fake tears. The nostalgia. The sudden "I've changed." But she's not trying to love you again. She's trying to reattach her leash. Because a woman who built her power on your forgiveness can't survive your indifference. You'll see her panic when you don't chase after her silence. You'll watch her crumble when your calm doesn't turn into guilt. You'll see her eyes flicker with disbelief when you smile. Not out of love, but freedom. That's when she realizes she's lost something she never truly valued. A man who would have done anything for her. And for the first time, she feels the weight of what she's created. A reality where her games don't work anymore. You stand there watching the storm burn out, and it hits you. Peace doesn't come from fixing her. It comes from leaving her unhealed. Because not everyone deserves closure. Not everyone deserves a second chance to destroy you. There are acts in a relationship that can't be undone. Not because they were mistakes, but because they revealed the truth. The moment she used your love as leverage, the moment she enjoyed your pain, the moment she chose control over connection. She showed you exactly who she is. You can't love someone who feeds on your weakness. You can't build a future with someone who punishes your honesty. You can't find peace with someone who needs you broken to feel powerful. So you walk away. No shouting, no revenge, no bitterness. Just quiet strength, the kind that doesn't need to prove anything anymore. Because the greatest revenge isn't making her regret losing you. It's showing her that you never needed her to begin with. And as she watches you walk away, something in her eyes changes. For the first time, she realizes, the man who used to kneel now stands taller than ever. That's what she can't forgive, that she no longer has power. And that's what you should never forget. Some women don't want love. They want control. And the only way to win their game is to stop playing it forever.